Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Vikings, and it comes your way next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down the kickoff of what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking on the champions from the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis and CD, the Bengals. Well, they're officially no fluke. Champions of the AFC for a second consecutive year.
And how about the Cincinnati Bengals franchise? Before last year, they had not won a playoff game since January of 1991. They are now 0-3 in Super Bowls with the loss last year to the Rams. 2 previously to Joe Montana 49ers in the 1980s, looking to get their first championship in this one.
Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings are back in the big game for the 5th time in franchise history, but we all know one thing has eluded them all these years.
And that's an actual Super Bowl victory, partner. They're 0-4 in their previous visits, Super Bowls 4, 8, 9, and 11. And boy, they had some great teams too, didn't they? Bud Grant was their head coach, Fran Tarkenton a quarterback, Alan Page and the Purple People Eaters on defense. They were all Hall of Famers. And don't forget Paul Krause. He's a very proud member of that great secondary they had. So we're going back more than 40 years since their last visit. You think the state of Minnesota is excited about this one? I know they are. They're ready to get this one going.
The hype and the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. And we will not have a return. So the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the Minnesota's offense. And QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And despite his long and productive career as a starter, he had never made it out of the divisional round prior to this run. Now he has the Vikings on the precipice of achieving the franchise's first Super Bowl in its 5th attempt.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Cousins gives way to Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and then officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's a throw to his running back to the 42-yard line. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Cousins on 1st down. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll work this down inside the 30. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Up the middle, it's Cook, and he'll go down at the 28. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Here's Cook again. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Play action now. Cousins. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
We'll talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They've been moving the ball well. Drive it started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Trey Hendrickson, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. Now make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And everyone was quick to say after a heartbreaking loss in last year's Super Bowl, don't worry, Joe Burrow will get back here again. But we all knew that was no guarantee, yet he's lived up to it. 1 year later, here he is leading the Bengals back for a shot at redemption in his 2nd Super Bowl appearance.
Here we go. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be hit as he releases it.
Part of what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Well, it doesn't matter where you put him, lined up in the backfield or split out like he was there. He can be a weapon when he gets that ball in his hands.
Yeah, this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him. And he turns it into really nice yardage.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
11 MPs, hey! 11 MPs.
Now Burrow on 1st down. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
To the air again, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. You look at this Super Bowl, the 2nd appearance for this head coach. The first one did not go as planned, as we all know. But what do you think he's learned from that first go-around?
He learned how much it hurts to lose, and that's what you hear from coaches so often. They don't remember the wins as much as they remember the losses. You can talk about the media, the scrutiny, the hoopla, but once you've had to shake a head coach's hand and jog off the field and know you have to face the media, face your fans, face your home life, knowing that you've lost the Super Bowl, that hurts big time, and you're going to do everything possible to try and prevent that from happening again.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35